Space Jam, The Matrix, The Lion King. What do all these revamped movies have in common? Fuck your childhood. That's what. These were all great movies that were universally panned because y'all didn't want y'all vision of how you grew up to be tarnished. Well, it's time to grow the fuck up, child. And white people, please don't get me started on the new Little Mermaid film that's coming out. But this is more than just about movies. You Negroes are still trying to make your parents happy.
Yeah, what movie is that from?
And
man?
even worse, some of them aren't even here anymore.
What movie?
Rest
What?
in peace.
What
The
Tay
guy
Diggs
dancing?
dancing?
Either
Let's
way,
not say Diggs,
it's
nigga.
time to grow the fuck up, child.
Racist.
Why
Nigga,
can't
that
we
is
move
Tay
on
Diggs.
from our
No,
childhood?
it's not, dog.
And why are we still trying to make
It's
these
just a
old
black
folks happy?
ball head man.
Fearless, what do you think? When are y'all
He
old
said
children
Diggs.
going to become adults?
Nigga,
This Batman movie is the best
Courtney
one
thought it
in
was you.
terms of representing Gotham and representing Batman. But if your favorite
I
Batman
said,
is the one from
what?
1990 or 1989,
That's the one
That's
I
it.
was.
you see what I'm
If I
saying? I
see-
can't
yeah,
because you
yeah.
grew up with the
I said, if I
yellow
see Wayne in a
emblem
white
and
beard,
everything.
yeah.
Niggas got cars with that. Like, I'm sorry, this iconic. If I tell you that fucking the
Not Tay
nigga,
Diggs,
the vampire from motherfucking Twilight is the new Batman. You gonna be like, he the best one. You gonna think I'm fucking smoking rocks. So ain't nothing I can say. But
Hey, bro, let's talk
that's
about
my argument. That is done right. It is something from the past, right? An old thing.
Particularly
and
you
they
want to talk
made it
about?
Yeah,
better.
let's talk about Big. I got the.
What you got to say?
so-
Big?
Yeah. let me
Okay,
pull up
so
thing.
I'll say the Batmobile from the Tim
As you can
Burton
see
and
here,
Michael
we
Keaton
got
Batman is the best
Big
Batmobile
E
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah,
first,
yeah,
out of all the
right?
series, right? The best
Gibbs
one.
getting
I'll
beat
say
up.
that.
And they got the best
Batman
commissioner as
shooting
well.
shit. And all of
No
that
doubt,
first.
man. Billy
That's
D,
yeah, yeah.
beautiful. Let's go back a little bit because that's something else I wanted to say.
You want to do like a timer or
because
something on there?
everything we have
A
digital
what?
comics
Like a
where you can
timer.
read mini
Who's
comics
that
like
sports
$10
show
a
where
month.
everybody
Yeah.
Keep in mind, bro.
like that round circle
We
when he put
grew
like
up
a
on
5-minute timer
cassette
on
Pardon
there.
the
tapes. Like we had to
Yeah.
rewind shit.
Yeah.
We had to take the tape out, turn it over. We couldn't.
No,
it was with the dude who did
listen
the
to our
interview with,
favorite song.
Lil
We had to
Wayne.
like
Oh,
press
yeah,
the
nah,
fast forward
yeah,
and
you're right. I forgot what
let
it's
that
called.
shit run, and then we had to stop it and try to catch that shit, bro.
Homie, we got
Let's talk about
we
it
had
afterwards.
only
Let me see if I can
few
do it.
TV
I don't know if I'm
channels.
able to do it.
Yeah,
and we
I
didn't have digital shit. Nigga, you had to sit your ass down at the couch to watch TV.
Right.
Now I can watch it
Right.
I can watch it anywhere I'm taking a shit. Anywhere I'm
You
taking a shit.
couldn't. You couldn't just watch whatever the hell you wanted to watch at any time. You had to wait for that shit to
No.
come on at a certain time, or you had to record it and then you go watch this for as much as you wanted to. Like it's so much. So I feel what you're saying, but I'll say this: I'm happy I grew up in the era that I grew up in, but I'm also happy that I got to see the progression and where we are because
Right,
it's a
and
lot
still
doper
be
nowadays.
there. Yeah.
And so
And
I
you could buy all the
appreciate
shit because I wouldn't be probably able to buy it unless I grew up rich, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I wouldn't be
Right.
able to consume all this stuff that I really want to consume. But now as an adult in my 30s, I can because I have some money to buy it. So that's
Right.
also a good point. And I love being an 80s baby. I love being like, that era crack and what I'm saying, the era of NWA. And I love growing up in the 90s and experiencing hip hop and the real evolution of it becoming the most popular thing. But I love the future as well. VR and all that shit that's
I'm
coming.
gonna set up the stereo.
You know what I'm
real
saying? Well,
quick.
go ahead. I ain't even
Right.
cut you. I just wanted to add
Yeah,
that.
No,
because I don't
you
know
did.
about the clubhouse.
You
That
did,
shit is not working.
I was yeah. So you know what? Let's flip the script a little bit because we're talking about electronics and how things change in movies, and I still believe the new Space Jam is great. You have your opinion, like you say. I just don't really care for that opinion as far as that goes.
Fuck my
Like
opinion.
I told you, man. Ain't nobody going. If anybody goes at the king and the queen, go get it. And the king and the queen is to me is Queen Beyonce, and King James. You ain't gonna go after them, man. And I'm gonna put Tyler Perry in there too as well. These people do too much for the community for y'all to be shitting on them.
Jordan
you care
Peele.
about your little weak ass childhood. I mean, Jordan Peele's great, but Tyler Perry is that upper echelon that he puts people on from the past and lets them have like a second career. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
that's it. Me personally, I think Jordan Peele, just to put the reason why I said Jordan Peele is because he's adding black and minority voices to horror. And we've always been the first person to die in horror movies, right?
Yes.
Remember
yes.
Scream
We love him
2?
the most. Oh yeah.
We going off. We going off. She showing off. She showing off. Fire.
To get in your soul and speak what's in your soul out.
Let me not say that because I don't know the people around him. Let me chill.
Now that's pretty major.
Can y'all go home? He wasn't thinking because that's not what he see all the time, obviously.
You looking like.
How about you just mind your own business? I'm Jimmy B. Fearless, and welcome to the You Feel Me podcast with my big homie Wayne. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell, rock that bell. Make sure that you get all of our content anytime that we post. And also, don't forget to sign up for our podcast on all platforms for the audio version. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the You Feel Me podcast, also known and now known as YFM. Hope everybody's having a blessed and safe Saturday. But let me first hit up my big homie Wayne. How you doing, man? How's your week been, broski?
Not great. Not
I'm
great
sorry,
at all,
man.
man.
God damn.
Yeah, I hate to, start off like this or bring the mood down or what have you, but yeah, it hasn't been that great, man. It hasn't. Yeah, not great, man.
Well, you know what?
That kind of happened in Buffalo has been weighing heavy on my heart, and
Right.
That's pretty much it, bro. Like everything else is going fine in my life, I
Right.
guess, but this shit here is really putting a damper on my entire soul, bro.
Yeah, I understand that, broski. Let me say something first, though, man. Hey, what's going on, Marty? Thanks for joining in, man. Always welcome addition to the pod. Let me say something first to you, man. You look nice and dapper. I like that. That picnic basket shirt you got on. Yeah, I mean, but nah, you look real great. No, you know what I mean? No weirdness and all that shit. Your face look nice. You know what I'm saying? You look good, man. You look great. You got a big ass glass of water. God damn. Hope ain't no gin in that. But you look good, bro.
Straight water.
So, I know you might
Real
not
quick.
be. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, jump on the stereo stream, man.
Oh man,
I just sent you. Yeah, I just sent you the link to go ahead and do that. We're also on stereo too for everybody that's listening.
Hey, everybody.
Just branch out, man.
Hey, everybody on stereo. Thank you for joining in. Please go ahead and send in any of your messages. We'll go ahead and then add it to our live stream right now. We're live streaming on YouTube at YFM Podcast. YouTube at YFM Podcast. You can also find us, of course, on Instagram at YFM Pod, and also on Twitter at the YFM something. So yeah.
No, actually on the Twitter it's still You Feel Me Cast. I have to change that up, but I'll do that though. I'll go
Word
ahead and
up.
switch that up again.
What's good, homies? What's the word? So let's go ahead and get started, man. We're trying to keep it underneath an hour. Because the last couple times it's been like we've been doing Titanic movies in this bitch. You feel me? So instead of doing like 3, 4, 5 hours, we're trying to keep it underneath an hour up in this piece. So let's go ahead and start off with our first topic, Wayne. If you don't mind, homie. Oh, let me talk about my week. Hold up, because I asked about your week.
Man. Yeah,
You gotta ask me about my week, bro. Come on, man.
My apologies, man. We're trying to do everything at once, bro. I apologize, man.
Look, so here.
Oh, you just cut out, bro. You just cut out. Hello. All right, well, we getting that all situated, man. As y'all can see down below, we've got the topics going on here. What we're gonna have going on for today on the docket here. We're gonna talk about Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G., one of the greats of all time, and you also have Busta Rhymes, another one of the greats of all time, man. These two hip hop artists have really made their mark on the game, man. They've been these huge game changers as of late. Not as of late. Let me take that back in like the 90s, the late 90s. No, if it wasn't for their rap style, if it wasn't for their Busta Rhymes and his dope ass videos, but they both had B-days this week, birthdays, and they're both 50 years old. They it's always great to see men kind of make it, and to that age, because they always say that we it's always we can be lucky by not making it to that age. You know what I'm saying? So we want to big up to them. We're gonna go and do a little small dive into their history and what they had to contribute towards hip hop. We're also going to talk about Freddie Gibbs, who just can't seem to get out of trouble. He can't seem to just just sit down and eat a meal without getting his ass jumped. I don't want to say beat up, but he getting jumped. It's not really a fair fight. You know what I mean? But we are going to speak on that as well. We're also going to talk about something that's been weighing really heavy on my heart, and that's the mass shootings of that happened in Buffalo, New York, a few days ago at the Tops grocery store, the supermarket, where 10 people were slain in a racist, by a racist, what I think is a terroristic attack. And I hope that other people would view it that way as well. Also, at the end of the last thing that we're going to be talking about is we're going to try to start something new called a YFM Sports. And it's we've been talking about sports a lot lately on the podcast, and we never really like give ourselves any time to really speak about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a few minutes to speak about sports and what's been happening in the past week. And we're not going to keep up waste too much of y'all's time. Just a few minutes to kind of touch on that and touch base on that. Fearless, can you hear me, G?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
man.
the internet's it ain't really working out well, but thanks, bro, for doing the intro.
No doubt, bro.
All right, y'all. So let's go ahead, man, and get started. We usually do like RIPs each week, but I don't know if we had any, besides the rest in peace to all the people, the victims that across the mass shootings that we had this weekend too, that we know of the people at the Tops, and then also that Asian church that got shot up by an extremist in LA. But let's go ahead, man. Like you said, bro, let's go ahead and talk about Biggie, man. Biggie doing his thing. Hold up, I'm gonna do my whole solo. Y'all see that back there? Ain't that dope, bro? I got the little
That's great. That's
yeah,
great.
man. I fuck with that shit. That shit's crazy. I really like God want to get some more tattoos, and I'm starting to think like I'm gonna get like all my albums and stuff like tattooed, and like my dad and all that stuff, like my whole family, like literally my entire family
Yo,
tree.
that's funny, bro. Because I was thinking about doing that. I've been thinking about tattoos a lot lately myself.
Word.
And I've been going like back and forth if I really want to do it or not, because I'm like, bro, I'm 37 years old. Do I really want to be like a DL Hughley nigga that's like waiting till they 50 to get all tatted up and shit like that, But there's a lot of things that I do want to get, that I have a lot of meeting. I have I have a cross on my arm that I want to get covered up. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to find the right artist that'll do that and the right piece of artwork. But yeah, I've been thinking about that shit too, though, bro.
Yeah, and I really want to get like Biggie, tattooed on me as well. So
Damn.
yeah, like I want to get Biggie, like Tupac. I really want to get like a whole mural of the legends on my back, and you know what I'm saying, also like my state and shit like that too. But let's go ahead and talk about, man, a really, a good part. Talking about like Biggie and Busta Rhymes' birthday. So
Yeah.
go ahead, when you want to go ahead and talk about it a little bit more, man.
Yeah, man. Buster's birthday was earlier this week, man. He turned a big 50. Big up to Buster, man. Big up to Big. Big passed away. I think it was 96, 97. So he's been gone away from us for a while now, man. But damn, man, we still gonna celebrate it, man. We still gonna, pop 90s bottles and shit like that. Whatever it was, what did they drink back in the 90s, man?
Cristal.
Okay. So we go pop a old ass bottle of Cristal for Big, man. But yeah, they both turned 50, man, and damn, I'm just so happy for Buster, because he was a little touch and go for a little bit. I remember he had like fell out on stage. I think it was at OT Genesis concert a few years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to mention, like he gained a little bit of weight. We all have, and Buster was always like that skinny dude, and he got buff like back in the 90s and shit like that, man. But
buff again.
You buff again?
Oh yeah, he's
okay.
Real big this time. Now he like him, Jim Jones, Method Man. It seemed like they all got together, and it was on some more shit. Like I think, like I don't know if it was like something that they all thought about doing together, but all of them just started going to the gym, and they understand like the older you get, the more muscle you need to put on your body to actually protect like your bones and shit like that. Yeah. So they just really got like deep into it, and like a lot of rappers that we used to know are like vegans. They don't eat no dairy, they don't eat no meat. So them motherfuckers brolic as shit. They all like in their 40s and shit like that, and they just huge, big buff motherfucker, 6'3", looking all crazy type motherfucker. So it's dope that they were able to transform their health. And they still around. But go ahead, broski.
Yeah, because I know Styles P, he's real big into the vegan lifestyle and
Yes,
doing the
sir.
smoothies and shit like that, man. I need to too. I just need the willpower to do it. You know what I mean? Every time I say, yo, I'm gonna join the gym, I'm gonna get buff, I'm gonna start drinking whey protein, and then I just be like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna go ahead and get this 10-piece wing, eat 5 of them, and save like the 5 for either later that night or tomorrow the next morning or some shit. Like that's my idea of a diet, you know.
Yo,
But
do
I
you
do
got
need,
Blue Cross Blue Shield?
yes, I do.
If you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, you can sign up for this like membership program. It's $25,
Mm-hmm.
and you get access to like 5,000 gyms
What?
throughout the country. Dead ass. Me and Courtney had it, but then the pandemic hit. So you get access to LA Fitness. You can get access to 24-hour fitness, Planet Fitness. And then you got like all these crazy ass other things like Orange Theory. And you don't have to like sign up for like their membership. You just pay your $25. You go up there. You say, yo, I got the Blue Cross Blue Shield shit. You show them your ID, whoop, whoop, and they give you your own card, bro. And you can go ahead and use that
Thank you,
shit
bro.
all over the world, nigga, or United States, excuse me.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna definitely look into that. Thank you. See, you learn something new every day, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Y'all, everybody try to learn something new every day. It makes us greater. But I'm definitely gonna look into that, man. But yeah, Big and Buster, man, they turned 50, man. They two of the greats, I believe. And but I wanna ask you this. I want to ask you this, man.
Yeah.
Who do you think is a better rapper between the two, and who do you think left a bigger mark and impact on hip hop? Hold up. You still going out? I still can't hear you again. I'll tell you my answer here. So to me, is without a doubt Biggie. You know, it's Biggie. Buster definitely had his. He had a great start. You know, he had a great start with it was with the tribe. You know, they all came in together, and you know, Big. I mean, Buster. Wasn't as big as like a Q-tip back then. You know what I mean? But he definitely left his mark with them. Then he branched off and did his own thing, man. Like I always say, man. Flip mode's the greatest, man. Like I fall down and I bump my head, and you know, and just flip mode's the greatest. And like you can't deny what Buster did to hip hop back in the day, man. When I remember, I think I was like in the 6th grade when I first saw the "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See" music video, man, where he just pretty much took it off of Coming to America, that whole thing, and I was like, yo, this shit is spectacular. And it was back then where videos actually meant something. And I think you more so learned a song from a video than you learned it off the radio back then, because videos were just like constant. They were on all day long. You would watch them over and over again all day long, you know. And it's usually like the same like 10 or 15 videos, man. And Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See was always number one. I remember when Buster came out with the "Woo Ha, got you all in check." That shit was phenomenal. You know, that was crazy. That was ill. That was around that's when I first started to notice Busta Rhymes. Like I really wasn't into the whole tribe thing like back in the early 90s. You know, I was too busy listening like R&B Boys to Men or whoever the hell, you know what it was. I'm like 6, 7 at the time, you know, whatever was on the radio, you know. But anyway, Busta definitely had his own style, and God, man, when he did like that fast rapping, the Dr. Dre produced joint, Give Me Some Mo, you know, Give Me Some Mo was just absolutely astonishing. That's what a whole fell down and bumped my head. Flip Mo's greatest. That's where all that comes from. Him going there with Dr. Dre, and then he actually signed with Dre later on after that, you know, and he made the Big Bang. I was actually just listening to the Big Bang like maybe last week or maybe the week before Kendrick came out, you know. And I was like, damn, bro, this shit is still it was really, really good, man. It was really dope, you know. I think that was the last Busta album that I really listened to, though. Either way, man, Busta definitely had some dope ass singles. All his albums back in the day were just absolutely phenomenal. I believe he did the Extinction Level event, ELE. Man, y'all go back in the coming. Y'all go back and listen to those albums, man. If you like me, where you were just kind of like sitting and waiting for the Kendrick album to come out, and now that it's finally come out, and that's the only thing you listen to, try to listen to something else so that album so you won't get tired of that album. You know what I mean? So, But yeah, go back and listen to the coming, man. If y'all have Apple Music, Spotify, whatever the hell, listen to that. Listen to Extinction Level Event, man. The production on there is absolutely crazy. It still goes hard to this day. It's still dope as shit, man. It's wonderful, man. Y'all please go and check out those albums for Buster, man. I'm sure he still has it. I would love to hear something new from him, but I really want to hear like a really dope single from him. You know, I think the last dope single that he had, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, was the push it. Was the push it? It was the touch it, lean it. That whole track right there was just crazy. That was on the Big Bang too. Y'all go check out those albums, man. But I think Big was absolutely the bigger, the better rapper of the two. I hate to have to compare. I know, I get it, but try to have a little fun on this. Yeah, Big was definitely the better rapper. Some shit that Big say, I think he died when he was 24, 25. And to have that type of insight and to be able to put it all into words and the stories that he was able to tell at such a young age was just, it was incredible. It was incredible. And just everything that he's accomplished before he passed away, not everybody can do that at that age, like it was just off the scale, man. And I'm so sad that he was taken away from us so early, so soon. But just his two albums, those are the albums that I count for Big personally. Ready to Die and Life After Death. I think those two albums, whatever Puffy made after that to keep his legacy going, yeah, it was cool, but that wasn't his albums.
Can you hear me, man?
But yeah, I can hear you. But yeah, man. Big definitely, I think, left more of a impact.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely the better rapper of the two. Not to take anything away from Buster, not to diminish anything from Buster, man. But Big was definitely that dude, man. I put him over. I still put him over Pac. When I was younger, I'm still a Tupac head, But Big was a better rapper than Pac. But Fearless, man, what do you think, bro? Who do you think had left a bigger impact? Who's the better rapper?
Biggie left a bigger impact, right? And I think that's also because of the lore of what we project he would have been if he would have continued to live on, right? And the fact that he basically dropped two classic albums back to back and then dropped a double album when that was something that, people did, but it was really like crazy to hear like a rapper really like do that and have it be like full of great songs.
Yeah.
And you could just think like, okay, if he got into like the 2000s and shit like that, what would he could continue have, doing? And I always say that Jay-Z wouldn't have been the same if Biggie was still here. Just wouldn't have been. It would have been a different impact. But Buster made really, really dope albums too. And he always was good for like a hit. So, and I know that they both could rap because they both was like lyrically like at like an elite level. So Biggie was the better rapper, but Buster was not like far behind at all. Like Buster could spit, he could do fast rapping, he had punchlines, he can, do like crazy flows, but he was more of a hip hop head. And Biggie was a big hip hop head, but Biggie was more into more like gangster rap ish. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a little bit more into that shit and more like a Luciano type rapper, like more into like that lifestyle and projecting that cool guy lifestyle. Biggie was more like a Buster was more like a MC in terms of, trying to make songs that could try to help uplift the people sometimes and also make party records. And that's why he started, he started with Leaders of the New School and he just was that type of dude. His favorite rapper is Q-Tip. So if your favorite rapper is Q-Tip and that's like one of the people that you look up to musically, speaking of Busta Rhymes, you definitely going to have like more like different type of styles and different type of flow concepts and different types of albums. But Extinction Level Event, the first song on that album was like New York, Jersey, B-More, DC, Virginia, Atlanta, everybody live, war. I used to play that fucking song constantly. I love that fucking song. That whole fucking album is banging. Why Do We Die? Featuring DMX, Jay-Z, and Busta Rhymes is a fucking classic, underrated record. It's like one of the last records on that album. That album was banging. Like, so Busta always will hold a place in my heart. I don't think that a lot of people could ever rap over him or better than him. So that's just my thing. And I just want to say happy birthday to both of them because, Biggie's not here. Busta, man, is a fucking legend. He always got a hit on deck anytime that he really needs one. He needs a couple of dollars. He got one on deck. So, yeah, man. Marty said, Wayne, you high? He said, is Biggie better than Pac?
Lyrically, yes, Marty. Am I high? No, I'm not high, man. You know I stopped that stuff, Marty. Come on, man.
I think that was
But
just
I
like to
know.
stay off the weed
Yeah, yeah, I know.
type of
The
question.
weed. But nah, bro, come on, Marty. Think Big is a better lyricist than Tupac. Yes.
But
And
Tupac
Tupac,
made great songs
he made great songs, yes, but
and
he
great albums.
also changed himself up when he went to death row and became somebody that he really wasn't, and that ended up being his downfall. If you get what I'm saying. And I kind of put that into it as well. There's a lot of things when I was younger. I'm 37, I was in middle school when all that went down with Pac, and there's a lot of things I didn't know then that I know now. And Pac was a very spiritual dude. He had the Brenda's Got a Baby, and he talked about the streets and shit, almost like on a Kendrick type level. He was that kind of person. But then when Suge got him out of jail and he signed a death row, he just started acting like them a little bit. And Big was big from the beginning until like he passed away. Like Puff had this, even when Puff signed him, Puff had to like pull him out of the streets, like, yo, you either go rap or you go stay in the streets. Can't be both. You know what I mean? So Big put his all into it. And Big, his flow, his skill, when you're listening to it, is so effortless, fearless. If you always tell me about how much you like Nipsey Hussle and how Nipsey, it just seems like he's talking to you when he spits. You know what I mean? And Big, to me, I kind of feel that same way with Big, when it just seemed like so effortless for like a dude his size, who's always, he looks like he should always be out of breath. Like he just like type of nigga, you know what I mean? But when he spit, like, yo, it was just like flawless. It just came out and it was just so dope. And that's why I feel like lyrically, yes, Big was better than Pac, man. If you think differently, let me know why you think differently.
I think that Tupac had a connection with a lot of people. You know what I mean? So honestly, that's the reason why I think that people will always think that he's better.
Yeah.
And there really isn't no way to like you can sway people one way or another. It's gonna be debate that's always done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tupac connected with more people in terms of just being like, I'm from the streets, or I'm more like spirituality, but I'm still in the streets, or like just like, the Muslim culture, a lot of different things Tupac connected motherfuckers with. But Biggie, when it came from like bar for bar, there wasn't a lot of motherfuckers that could mess with him at all.
At all.
Period.
Yeah.
But Tupac did have a lot more songs and more records than Biggie did. So you can't really truly compare careers because Tupac was making songs forever. So, he said there was a bigger picture than that he didn't get to play out, which I totally agree.
I agree.
Where Marty's talking about, he said if you study Pac's him change in the persona was part of a power play, and I could definitely see that because it was more gangster rap. But I also feel like Pac did get used a lot on that West Coast East Coast shit.
Yeah.
And you being used for that does kind of see how much like you change into the industry is starting to control you. And him spitting on the media and him, fighting motherfuckers in the street, which is like something that he was known to do, just from like reports and shit like that, bro. That's just some shit that like you really don't want to see from artists like that that's conscious. But
Let me
I'm
ask you
gonna
this.
be go ahead.
Let me ask you this though. Do you feel like how I said before, you hang around shitty people, then you go get caught up in shit? Do you think that's kind of what happened to Pac? Got caught up in the wrong crowd, so to speak?
Yeah, but I do think that he was going to probably switch it up if he had more time. But yeah, I do feel like if you are around the biggest gangsters in the world and you feel like you're the toughest motherfucker in the world, you're gonna do a lot of things and approach situations totally different. You know what I mean? Like when you get angry and you let your anger control you, that's a problem. But it's hard, man. We all human. You know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why he got smoked to begin with, is because of him having arguments with motherfuckers and beefing with niggas. He had beef with a lot of people in LA and all over.
Right.
So like, that motherfucker had a lot of shit going on. But Cameron said Biggie is a better technical rapper, which is what we both said. Pac had lyrics that people felt on a personal level. That's exactly what I said. So that's what we mean when it's like, oh, who's the better rapper? Like technically Biggie is like better rapping. He had better punchline, better flow patterns, ride the beat better, all of that.
Right.
But Pac made like songs that hit your motherfucking soul, man. Like everyone still, Dear Mama still gets sent out to a lot of mothers on Mother's Day. Like Biggie didn't have no song like that. Yeah, Juicy, which was hitting hard too, was very hip hop centric. You know what I mean? But Pac had a lot of songs like that. Like Brenda Had a Baby was a hell of a song to come out with back in that, because a lot of babies were getting found in trash cans, man. That was a big thing in the 90s, certainly the early 90s. I remember that shit. Always being on the news. So, you know, look, it seems like y'all want to really dive deep into this. We're going to do a whole episode then on like Biggie, Tupac, and like the lore and all of that type of shit, because we'll just probably dedicate a whole live to it. You know what I mean? To really dig deep and talk about it, because it's like a thing that you can see. And Marty will ask you to come on. You know what I mean? Cam, you can come on, whoever. You know what I mean? We'll jump on the live and like really get their opinion. So, all right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about Gibbs. You want to go ahead and play the video first, man?
Yeah, let's do it, man. It's a little hard to see. You know, it's a little hard to see Freddie in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's play the video, man. Let's kind of check it out.
As you can see, there's no audio for this, right?
No audio.
Yep. But Gibbs is fighting like 15 people. 20, honestly.
And I heard that this was done by Benny the Butcher, his crew, Griselda. I'm not sure if they're beef. If you know a little about that, we can touch on that.
Yeah, I do know about that beef, but let's just say allegedly. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to get hemmed up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is my personal opinion on this. So Freddie Gibbs, just to give y'all some background, did a show in Buffalo. And Freddie Gibbs has beef with Benny the Butcher. Benny says it's because Freddie Gibbs was like, you know, dick riding, trying to get an album done between both of them. So, you know, to boost up Freddie Gibbs's streams and shit like that. He wanted to really do this. And like, but Benny was like, nah, man, like you pushing too hard. I don't want to do that shit. Then they had some words, and then Benny the Butcher went on Drink Champs and he addressed it, talking about Freddie Gibbs. And then Freddie Gibbs came back and was like, yo, keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. When they ask you a question about me, don't say shit. Well, Freddie Gibbs is on tour, as he always is, and he wanted to go do a show in Buffalo. He wanted to go get something to eat. And 20 goons or whoever jumped him. Now, we don't know if this was, you know, Benny the Butcher's people or not. Nobody fucking really knows. What I can say is that, yet again, the culture of jumping, which has been around for a long time, right? As some real bitch ass shit, in my opinion. I never been on that type of jump, type of situation, type of thing. You know, people get jumped all the time. But I feel like Benny, if it was him or whoever else wanted to square up one-on-one, it could have been a one-on-one type of affair. But you fighting 20 people and you still swinging is not an L for me. Straight up and down. Like, for real. Like, you getting jumped by a whole bunch of motherfuckers. I got jumped before, and I was able to fight these motherfuckers off. But I've also seen people get jumped before and run down the street because they stripped this nigga butt naked on North Side. Right on 30th Street. This nigga running down Washington. You know what I mean? So that shit is really fucked up. And it's like, yo, it's not really fair. It's not a fair one-on-one. If we want to bust out the one-on-one, that's different. But you 20 people jumping on a motherfucker for real. And then the worst part is all of these motherfuckers supposedly was in their 40s and 50s. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You can be a shooter. You can be a goon at whatever age you want to be at. But y'all could have handled that a totally different way. And my last point is that this was the day after the top shooting.
Yes.
Like, the community is trying to heal. But hey, there's always room for nigga shit. There's always room for nigga shit. Straight up and down.
Look, man, I agree with you on him not taking the L. If he got his ass whooped, it's not really an ass whooping because the nigga was still walking. Like, if you go jump somebody, like, make sure the nigga
want to do his show.
Paralyzed.
He did the show.
Yeah, did the show with a busted eye. Yeah, man. Like, y'all didn't do what you were supposed to do. You didn't do your job. The nigga still went off and walked away, man. But Fearless, let me talk about, you said you've seen somebody get jumped, and have you and your crew back in the day, have y'all ever jumped somebody? Or
no,
you know, never? It was always one-on-one fisticuffs.
For me, yeah, but I've had homies that got jumped before.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I had to jump in. You know what I'm saying? I remember they tried to jump my cousin. I had to jump in. I don't know why they tried to do that. That nigga was the biggest person out of everybody we knew in our age range. He was like 16. He was big as shit. He played football. He's a defensive lineman. They tried to jump him. I ain't need to jump in. But when you got 15 niggas trying to jump one dude and they all grabbing him, that's some weird shit to me. So I start swinging. I got punched in the jaw. slammed. I has fucking starting to fight all these people, and this is just some regular old school shit. This ain't no shit in the street. So
Yeah.
like getting jumped, all that type of shit wasn't like that was the thing that did happen where I'm from, but I've never personally jumped anybody, and that's because my circle wasn't big enough for me to be in a gang to jump on a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I just didn't like that shit. A lot of people I hung out with was all like one-on-one type shit. And that's just was respect. And if it was like that, you had to take it to the boxing ring or something like that. Niggas would put on gloves before they just jump them. But I've seen it happen. So, you know, it just depends on who you fuck with. And I think I was just lucky to be around a lot of older niggas that wasn't really on that type time. They was on some old like, yo, we got a problem with this nigga. Go ahead, say it. And then y'all go ahead and shoot the 5 real quick and keep it moving. So, yeah, man. I don't know. And look, Marty said it. He said he still did the show afterwards.
Right.
That's some real tough shit, man. Like, I think Freddie Gibbs is crazy because he be online talking a whole bunch of shit. But I understand he trying to sell records too. So, you know, it's that double-edged sword. But
yeah, but
bruh.
no, he has a dope little fan base. You know, he has a nice, he created himself a nice little niche in hip hop, you know, and that's dope as hell, man. Why do you need to constantly provoke people to try to sell a few more records?
Yeah, he does
that shit is corny as shit, bro.
He does it, and I don't like that. And that shit there, like, of course, like, you know, if Benny the Butcher said what he said, I would have said the same thing, like, yo, keep my name out your mouth. But then, you know, you got to try to have a private conversation with this nigga. But if not, yeah, you got to know if you go to Buffalo, some shit like that's going to happen. But I don't think this is an L for Freddie Gibbs. Good shit, Gibbs. You was swinging. You wasn't just getting bum rush. You was out there fighting. Fuck them. Like, hey, it happens, man. This is the game. It's the music is like that. You got a lot of cowards out here that don't want to shoot the 5 with you. Motherfuckers would rather just jump you, thinking that they bad. And he still went and did his show. To me, that was a fail on everybody. And the fact that you got beating this nigga up on your mind after all of this crazy shit happened in your community is real weird. That's real weird to me, man. That's like y'all ain't connected. So honestly, this is an L for Benny. If allegedly he's the one that sent this hit, it's an L for me. Straight up.
Now, why wouldn't Benny do the song with him? I think that would be a dope ass.
They got a million songs together, bro. I don't think Benny I just felt Benny probably thought the energy was off. I don't know what type of personal shit. Like I said, Freddie Gibbs is real weird, bro. He says a lot of shit on the internet, and he might have said some shit that might have been like Benny's like, yo, I fuck with him way more. I fuck with you. I can't fuck with you on the song. That happens all the time. Like that happens all the time. It's a nigga that wanted to do a song with me, but has beef with another nigga that is real close to me. And I was like, nah. And he was just mad. And I was like, hey, bro, I don't know what to tell you. No, my loyalties lie in a particular type of place.
Yeah.
And I can't fuck with you like that. You need to talk to that man. And y'all need to straighten that shit out. Whatever way y'all need to straighten that out. And then we can talk. But until then, no. And this is recent. And this is like me. I'm not big like them. So imagine when you're a big giant star like all of these cats are. But hey, you know, Marty said he agreed. Yeah, I'm with you, Marty. So it's just like, hey, man, that's what happens. That's definitely what happens in the game. So I don't know, man. I think we might be, like I said, this is not an L for Freddie.
Yeah, no.
Nah. Good shit, Freddie.
He still got off walking and, like they said, did the show, had a black eye, maybe had a chain snatch, but whatever, man.
He had a chain on when he did his performance. So he probably got multiple of those chains. And plus, I'm not going to front. If you out there doing like a show, I'm not wearing nothing real. What? What are you talking about? What are we doing? And like, also, maybe this is just me and where I live, but where is the guns? I'm sorry. I don't mind, you know, fighting 1-on-1, 1-on-2. But when it's 15 people, I'm airing it out. That's not a fair fight, bro. What about if they beat that nigga to a coma? I'm airing everybody out.
Yeah, but also, nigga, you just think you want to grab something to eat. Maybe you don't need a gun on you because you don't think niggas go come at you like that. So I guess in a sense you got caught. He got caught slipping. You know what I mean?
It's me. It's just me then because I've started like before anything's been happening. I started just carrying it with a hammer with me everywhere, 24/7. I don't give a fuck where. If I don't go to the mailbox, I got a gun on me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm Pinoid. You feel me?
Yeah,
but you know, that's just
well. Also, you stay in Texas. You stay in Texas. You're a black man in Texas, so
yeah.
I don't know. You probably need it for that reason as well, man.
Yeah, just straight up. Like Cameron said, keep it on me. Marty said, yeah, I would have aired that ass out. Thank you. It got, yo, what about if Freddie like got caught like with one good punch and they like knocked him down? He was out like sleep and they just kept stomping him out. There's been niggas that's been, dead from getting beat up, bro. From getting jumped, people have died. Like die. It only takes one good hit to knock you out, bust your head open. You got critical brain damage, brain bleeding, all types of shit. You get your ribs stomped out, and that shit hit your lung and shit. You bleeding internally. You don't even know what's going on, so you just fall dead. Man, fuck that. No, nah, man. He said dress code. Exactly. Amazon, $7. You can get a holster and a clip that goes right between your drawers and your motherfucking pants. $7. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. It's happening out here. Which leads us to our next topic a little bit, man. It's better have it than not need it than need it and not exactly. Because I've seen that shit happen 100 times. Motherfuckers like, oh, I'm about to go get some ice cream for my girl. Got aired out. From a misunderstanding, though. In the road. So nah, man, fuck that shit. Dr. Dre's brother.
True, yeah, Dre's brother. Yeah.
See, so I ain't trying to promote violence. I'm like I said before, like Homage always say, we on defense. But when you on defense, nigga, you gotta always be ready for the ball being in the air, man. Like you can't be out here just looking at butterflies. Fuck that. And he know better because he going into enemy territory. So what are you doing, Freddie? Freddie tripping. He is out here. He don't give a fuck at all. He kind of reminds me of Young Dolph. Remember, Young Dolph was like, I'm out here reckless. I'm out here by myself. Young Dolph said that in interviews, like, I don't have security. I'm my own security. And you see what happened.
Right.
Learn the lessons, man. God is telling y'all, trying to tell you.
So yeah, let's flip the script on that though, and let's get into why we may need to always keep something on us. But
yeah, bro. I know, man.
On the reverse of that, these are we're talking about older people here who are just doing something simple like going to get groceries and just trying to live their life normally. This has been on my heart for a while, man. The past few days, man, it's been eating at me. But yeah, another racist white person who's been indoctrinated by the media and what he finds online and what he believes is the great replacement theory. A racist, a thug by the name of Peyton Gendron decided to take his weapons and kind of get into his military garb, and he had on his vest and everything, and he drove 200 miles, almost 200 miles, 3 hours away to go and shoot at a grocery store in a predominantly black neighborhood. And this happened in Buffalo, New York, around 5 or 6 days ago. I don't even know where to start, man. I will say that this absolutely scares the shit out of me. And I'm terribly sorry that something like this happened. And I don't understand why people feel the need to want to take other people out. I don't know what the fear is with black skin. I don't understand what it is that makes people want to believe that murdering us and possibly them thinking they can get away with it is going to solve anything, any type of ills within the world. But he shot 13 people, and 10 of those people have died, have passed away. And we're talking about people of all ages. I think the eldest to pass away was an 83-year-old lady, and the youngest was a 32-year-old lady. What I have behind me, if you can see that this is that's the security guard. His name is Aaron Salter Jr. He was one of the people who were murdered that day as well. He was he was an ex-cop, ex-police officer, and he was security at that supermarket that day. I heard some that he actually shot at Peyton, the guy who was doing the shooting. He think he shot at him twice, but he had on his vest, so it really didn't penetrate anything. And he kind of brushed those bullets off, and he shot some bullets at ex-officer Salter, and he murdered him as well. I also read that he had nigger written on his gun. So he definitely had that in mind. If him driving over 200 miles to get to his destination, you could be kind of iffy about that story. Him having nigger written on a gun lets you know what was on his mind and what he was there to do. Um, and, it just really hurts. And I was watching a lot of videos on it, and just with a few of the people who were there at the time who died by his hands. Some of the stories was one of the women. She stood up for social rights. She actually was a church going lady, and she sent a letter last year about gun reform to the government. She was shot and killed, and all these people are random. Just random people going shopping within their day throughout their life. It wasn't like he was just trying to find certain people to get at. It's just black people. He wanted to shoot them dead. There was one man who was going to get some candy and some treats for him and his wife, because him and his wife do like this weekly movie night. And he just went to the store to go and get some candy and stuff like that for him and his wife, and he was killed. It was a man who was getting a cake for his 3-year-old son, or for 3-year-old grandson, for his birthday, and he was murdered. um I think this is absolutely disgusting and despicable, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing that maybe he wasn't right mentally, and maybe he was disturbed, and maybe this. I'm so sick of the excuses that we give to these people when things like this happen, because they should not happen. I don't care how sick you are. I don't care how. Look, if you want to shoot yourself, you do that instead. Don't go to a grocery store in a black community and try to shoot at all these people because of what you believe and what you've seen online. Just because you choose to watch Tucker Carlson and you choose to vote for Trump, and he got all these racists out here ready and willing and to be racist. They want to be out here. They want to do these things. They want to murder us. They want to kill us for whatever fucking reason in the world. Right? And we're talking about some fucking great replacement theory. First, it was critical race theory. See, that just goes to show that black people can't have anything on their own. So now this is great replacement theory, where white people think that they're being replaced, that they're becoming the lesser race in the world. So now they're trying to do all these mass casualties so they can be number one again. And there's no replacement. It's just the fact that there are just more black people. There are more brown people. There are more Asian people. There are more Hispanic people in the world now, right? And you know what? To that point, Dante, we chose not to show the video. Also for one reason, because we were afraid that we might get taken down, and for two, we didn't want to share that type of pain with all of you guys. If y'all want to go and watch it, it's all on YouTube. But yes, there is a video too where there's a white man, he's down in the corner and he points the gun at him, and he realizes that he's white. He's like, "Oh, I apologize," and walks off and goes to kill more people, more black people. It's another thing I'm online seeing is that this guy, Peyton, he killed people of color. No, he killed black people. I'm sick of us being called people of color. People in color, that involves all people that have hue or pigmentation on their skin. I'm talking about black people in general. Black Lives Matter is what we said, and that's what we mean. He killed black people for whatever reason he chose to. All right. That's why I don't like Trump. That's why I don't like the Republican Party. And that's why I don't like their agenda. That's why if it's for any black person who says like, "Hey, Trump isn't that bad," or the Republicans, they're doing more for the black community. And I'm so sick of hearing that narrative, man, because it's not fucking true. They're here to eradicate us. They're trying their best to wipe everything, their whole history that has to do with African Americans. They want to wipe that clean so they can be number one, so they can get back to what they want. They said, "Make America great again." That means all us blacks, all Hispanics, anybody else can get the fuck out of here. And the way that they arrested this kid, the way that they arrested him was just as simple, straight, and normal. Meanwhile, they can kick our doors down. Look what happened to ASAP Rocky. They had helicopters and shit. They had him. They were like banging down their gated house. They were trying to knock down their gate. Look, it's just completely unfair how they treat us and how they choose to treat him. They said that they indicted him on first-degree murder. My thing is, where's the terroristic threat? This dude is an absolute terrorist. That should have been the first thing that they put on him. He is an absolute terrorist. He should be up there with bin Laden. He should be up there with Vladimir Putin. These are the type of people. And then on top of that, it's just one person. He created a manifesto and he put that shit all on Discord. It's just one person. There's so many other people that are going to follow this. There's so many other people that he was in a group or a support group with that's going to do the exact same shit. He was one of many. And it scares the shit out of me because as a 37-year-old black man, I have a 3-year-old son. I have to teach him how to conduct himself, not just by being a man, not just by being black, but how he should conduct himself and still be himself. How he should act when going to a store, how he should act when going out to the streets, when he goes and tries to play with other little 3-year-olds or other kids of his age when he gets older, how he can't do what they do. That's tough enough on us. That's hard as shit. I have to raise him to say please and thank you and to do this and to do that correctly because that's what normal human beings do. Then I turn on the news and I see shit like this and I'm like, what fucking for? Because I have to go to the store every few days, if not to get diapers and wipes, bro. It's like we got to eat too. There's shit that we need in the house too. Yeah, I understand that happened in New York, but that shit can happen here too. People don't really care until some shit hits close to home. And this hasn't really hit close to home for me yet, but I know that it can. And it's absolutely horrible that I can't go to the store or I have to be in fear of my life to get some eggs or to get some milk or to get some ground meat. Like this shit is getting deplorable and it's getting disgusting. Like how, what, like Dante said, of course, stay strapped, stay safe. But what good does that really do anymore, man?
Can
like
I jump
you're going
in, man?
to yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I agree with Dante. And I want to read some information that I found regarding like how this guy became an extremist. Because not to mention, y'all, he's 18 years old. And you know, he's gonna be in jail forever. He got federal, now he has federal hate charges against him. So they're now classifying this as a hate crime. So that means
When did they do that?
I think it was like Wednesday of this week or Thursday. So he has to do like a couple federal cases because you got to do that. Then you got to go to like do the federal case for like the hate crime. And the reason why they did it now is because they found his manifesto. Obviously, he put it online. And white supremacists who allegedly killed. This is from the New York Post. And it was an article that the New York Post read. So I just want to go ahead and recap a few things I thought it was very interesting. Peyton Gendron, whatever the fuck his name is, 18, spent months reflecting on his plans to conduct a mass shooting in the Digital Journal and said his exposure to 4chan, an online messaging board known as a hotbed for extremists, kept him motivated to stick to the plan. He said, my current belief started when I first started to use 4chan a few months ago after COVID started. He wrote in his diary, which he had posted on the Discord app and was taken down after the attack. So he put it on Discord. He said, every time I think maybe I shouldn't commit an attack, I spent 10 minutes on 4chan and then my motivation returned. He was referencing that 4chan message board. He said the diary, a copy of which was provided to the Post by the International Center of the Study of Radicalization, features thousands of daily diary entries that offer a glimpse into his mind in the months leading up to the shooter. In his diary, that really stands out as it gives us insight of a person being in his image. It shows that he had the express image of murdering African-American people, Jewish people. Over a dozen times he wrote about wanting to commit suicide instead, but was motivated by the 4chan site to go ahead and commit murders of other people. There's also pictures of him one time in school because, like I said, this motherfucker was 18. He was in high school wearing a full hazmat suit, and he had drawings and plans about what he wanted to do, about how he was going to enter the grocery store and kill people. And then he had wrote a whole bunch of crazy shit on his M16. I think he had an M16. Yeah, he had an M16 rifle, and that's why he committed his killings. A lot of the stuff that he had, like the dual clips, a lot of that shit he had made himself. Like he had did like put a little drill in and made a lot of this shit himself. And the biggest part that this report talks about is the fact that he had made a whole bunch of threats in school, in high school, when he was like 16, 17. And he had got, told on by his students and shit like that. They was like, this motherfucker's crazy. And he's thinking about doing all this stuff and saying that he's going to smoke these people and have all these crazy thoughts that he's seeing and expressing in school. School was alerted, the authorities was alerted, and nothing happened to him. They did nothing. They didn't have him evaluated for his mental state. They didn't have him put on a list banning him from being able to obtain guns. They did none of that type of shit. Only thing that they did was have a conversation with him and his parents. And then he was allowed to go ahead and go about his business and do what he wanted to do. And yeah.
Well, I did read real quick. I did read that they had him evaluated, but they said that he was fine. He was normal, and they let him back into school. I did read that somewhere.
So my point is simple. There is thought process from people saying that, and me and Wayne, we talk to a lot of conspiracy theorist people. We have friends that are like podcast people,
and none of them came out. I followed them on Twitter, and none of them came out against this. None of them said anything about it. I'm going to put that out there. I don't care if they see this or not. I want them to see this. If we follow you on Twitter and you didn't say anything about this at all, not even against it or for it, whatever, then that means it's not that big of a deal to you and you don't give a shit. So are you really an ally like you say you are? That's how I feel. Fearless, you don't have to feel that way. I'll stand
I didn't even dig that deep into what the fuck they was doing on their activity on their shit. What I feel about it is that anytime that someone says that America is not a racist country, I don't believe that. I feel like that our country is based off an original sin, and we need to address it. And this is the type of shit that is not going to stop. And I don't believe that there's any solution besides trying to end hate between each other's cultures. And for all of these people that are conspiracy theorists, all of these people that have all of these deep thinking and motives and all of this shit within their mind, and they say all of this shit, it kind of dwindles down to the simple point, like, yo, if y'all believe that the government is trying to keep us down and trying to kill us and shit like that, don't you think that they also trying to keep us separate? Don't you think that the people that's on 4chan could possibly be working for the government? So why the fuck would you not say that this shit is terrible? Why wouldn't you deny that this person went and killed all these people? Not just this, what happened at Tops, yo. It also happened. They try to kill a whole bunch of Asian people. This extremist killer tried to kill a whole bunch of Asian people while they was in church. Like this shit, and it's not like this is not the first time this has happened. We are becoming desensitized to mass shootings. This is wrong. Like if I was there and I had a gun like the officer and I shot back at these people, right? I shoot back at these people. He shot the guy. He shot at him, at the dude, and the dude had a bulletproof vest on. This motherfucker was dressed up in full military garb. He had everything, bulletproof vest. He had on the fucking hat. He looked like he was live streaming the whole thing because he had the camera on this fucking shit. You feel me? He did all of that shit. He was prepared and he was ready. How can you tell black people, minority people, yo, always be prepared and ready for possible killings? You fucking can't. There's no way I'm not going to walk around 24/7 with a vest on. That shit is inconceivable. Right. So this shit can happen anywhere at any time. And I don't think that there's anything that we can do about stopping these folks besides trying our best to have a conversation to end extremism, because there's no reason why you should hate me and I should hate you. How about we hate the actual global organization that's keeping us all broke and all poor? But no, motherfuckers just want to say I hate him because the color of his skin, and he's taking over the country because there's more of us. How about y'all start fucking some more? This is problems that have nothing to do with black people, nothing to do with Mexican people, nothing to do with Asian people. This is just pure hate, and there's nothing we can do to stop it, because you can say we banning assault rifles being sold in America. There's already 5 assault rifles for every American. That shit is going to get bought. This nigga bought it. It's everywhere.
That's another thing too, man. Him being, I forget what state it was. I believe it was Texas. If I'm wrong, I apologize, y'all. But they just had a vote that and they voted against it for you to be 21 years old to be able to buy an assault rifle.
Come on.
So now they're keeping it at 18 years old. At 18 years old, you can buy an assault rifle, ammo, all that. That's another thing. I still think that we do not need these types of guns. We don't need that. We don't need it at all. And this is exactly fucking why. What do you need it for? Like we had said it before, that one episode, the first episode that we ever did of the podcast. Do you need a stick? I said, you do not need an AR-15. You don't need any of those type of military grade weapons to shoot a deer. You want that shit because you can afford it. You want it because you make it any type of excuse in the world. Somebody else has it, so that means I should have it too. Like, no, there's no fucking reason in the world why you should ever need an assault rifle of that magnitude, man. And if you do have it, this is why you have it. Because you want to eradicate. You want to kill people. You don't want the chance of anybody to be able to pull out a weapon and shoot back at you. This dude's 18 years old. And to hear you explain it, he created his own weaponry. He created his own whatever the hell,
he did like extend. So you can buy extended clips, right? But when you buy extended clips, you automatically kind of get like identified by like the firearms division, whatever. I forgot what that shit is called.
Okay.
So every time you buy an extended clip, your name does get reported. But we're so behind that everything in terms of gun sales are all paper. Like none of this shit is digital. Like there's a whole Vice documentary about it, about how like there's a small place in like this small town that handles all the gun registration for the entire country. This shit is not set up right. And it's all because of political nonsense and red tape. If you had this shit digital and you had like, okay, this person has had mental issues, why the fuck am I giving him a gun? But he was so young, it's just like most of this shit is expunged. So there's so much to do. And you know how I feel about, rifles of that caliber that man had, right? There's no way that we could have prevented this attack from happening unless we have certain regulations available that says if you have a diminished mental capacity, you should not have the ability to have firearms. If you have had reports of you saying that you want to kill people or hurt people because the color of the skin, you should not have firearms, period. I don't give a fuck about you protecting yourself. You 18. His parents, his dad's a fucking engineer. His dad could buy guns to protect the family. His mom could buy guns to protect the family. His 18-year-old ass should not have the ability to do that. Like straight up, it's not. I don't think that it has anything to do. Well, one way that we cannot stop this shit is by just saying, well, we have to stop hate. You can't stop hate. Hate is always going to be here, but right. you can stop motherfuckers from having the ability to buy these guns. If you have a healthy mental capacity and you want to buy that gun, that is your right. But if you don't, and it's been proven, niggas heard you say this, you got reported to the school that you have had problems with your mental capacity and you wanting to hurt motherfuckers because of the color of their skin or some shit that you believe, then you should not have the ability to buy guns. And supposedly he didn't even buy it. He got it from somebody else and this and that. It's so much shit going on when it comes to that. And I just feel like everybody.
I think he did because the person that he bought it from, or the store, or that he bought it from, they interviewed that person. He didn't want to show his face. But he was like, "Oh, I feel so bad. I didn't know that he was going to do it for this." Well, of course you fucking didn't know that he was going to use it for this. Not. You know what I mean? But it's you still sold an 18-year-old that type of gun because you're able to, and that's why I think so much more needs to go into being able to buy a gun. Even past what you said, even past like it's you need to be you got to be able to take some type of a test, like some type of on the spot test, some type of IQ
Some
or
states you do
intelligence
have
test.
to.
You know,
Well, they can't. I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't know what the rules are and shit like that. But there are certain states where you have to like do a whole battery of tests to be able to even get a rifle, and they take multiple days. But most of those states are Democratic states. Here in Texas, this is a Republican state. People say it's purple. No, the fuck it ain't. It's red as bitch. When you buy a gun here, if I want to go ahead, nigga, I don't even need to have a license, a Texas state license to buy a gun here.
Not here either. Not more in Georgia.
Only thing I need is a hunting license. I can get a hunting license. I get that shit today. What am I hunting? People.
Right.
And then I heard people online say, well, what if we start doing the same thing to them? Really? Y'all want to start a race war?
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit there to me.
Why the fuck not?
Hold on.
Why
man.
the fuck not? Seriously.
Hold on.
Why don't we do that?
Hold on.
If we did the exact same thing, why don't we do the exact same shit?
The reason why I feel like we should not.
Why do we always have to be so fucking nice to them when they just like, oh, I want to kill some niggas. Let me go off and kill some niggas. So when we get together and say, okay, now it's our turn, I bet shit will change then. No,
it ain't gonna change because that actually already happened.
Yes, it will change. It will
happen.
Change.
If you look at history, we already did that shit. You know what happened? The government labeled us as a terrorist group.
Exactly.
Not them. And then we eradicated. They killed the Black Panthers in droves. You think that we are tough enough to fight the fucking army? We're not.
That's what I'm saying, though, bro.
But I'm telling you,
one 18-year-old did this much fucking damage, and we have to sit the fuck down and take it. Fuck that, bro.
It's not about taking it, Wayne.
Then what do we do?
I just told you. I understand you being frustrated.
Be nice to every goddamn body.
I understand you being frustrated. I understand you being frustrated, man. I really, really do. But let's keep it $150. You gonna go out there and start killing white people? No. So chill.
I don't want to. No. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to kill white. I don't have a problem with white people. I don't want to go off and just kill white people. But I'm saying if the shoe was on the other fucking foot and we actually did this shit, I don't care about what happened in the past. If we actually did this shit, bro, they will cancel guns the next fucking hour. All the guns will be swept up off the streets in a month. I guarantee you, man, because they will be afraid then.
Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers had that thought process. A lot of people did that shit. That's what happened already, man. We already did this shit. That shit happened. And you saw what happened. Black Panthers got listed as a terrorist group. You see what they did to Malcolm X.
And the KKK is still around, right?
The KKK is not
it's fine
labeled.
because they didn't use guns. They used ropes. So that's different, right?
The Klan is not labeled as a terrorist group. That's how bad it is. White supremacists are not neo-Nazis are not labeled as a terroristic group, but the Black Panthers are.
So
that's the shit. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like,
I got you. If we want this shit to stop, we need to do it ourselves. We need to do this shit in return. Am I wrong? Because guns will be off the streets in 1 month if niggas got together and was like, yo, let's go shoot up a fucking Publix in a white neighborhood.
Yeah.
I bet we would get their fucking attention then.
You probably would get somebody attention, but I don't think that's exactly what we should do. But you have your own motherfucking opinion. Me personally, I'm not on that type of time. I don't think that's the way we should do it at all.
Usually, I'm not on that type of time either, James. I'm not on that shit. You know me. I'm a non-confrontational type of person. Nigga, I carry like a small ass pea shooter gun. Okay, and I keep that shit in my bag at all fucking times. I'm not that kind of person, bro. But when I hear that it's elderly people in their 80s and their 60s being shot at for no fucking reason, dude driving 200 miles at 18 years old, at 18, bro, the only thing I was thinking about is getting money at my job and trying to find girls to have sex with, bro. This dude is trying to kill fucking people, murder, and he did. And we're just supposed to sit there and be like, oh, okay, this is what we need to be mad at the government, not be mad at him. Like, what the fuck else do we do, man? I got to go grocery shopping tomorrow. Tell me what am I supposed to do?
As soon as you're ready to start killing Whitey, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 100.
No, it's not.
I don't know what
about just killing Whitey, bro.
No,
I'm saying if the shoe was on the other foot, shit would change. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, shit would change, but it's not on the other foot, bro. And if you want to go out there and change it to be on the other foot, you definitely can. But I
If
guess
somebody
what?
did that, would they be
Mhm.
wrong?
That actually kind of
If a
already
black man,
happened. You don't remember
no,
the
no.
sniper?
If
The
a
DC
black
sniper
man did
killed a
that,
whole bunch
no,
of white people.
now.
That was recent.
If somebody, no, that shit was back in fucking high school 20 years ago, bro. Now, today, if a black person did that shit, do you think that that person will be wrong for doing it?
Yeah, they're wrong for killing a whole bunch of people.
They're wrong for
Innocent
doing the
people.
same shit that they did to us.
Yeah, because he's wrong too. They're both
Got you.
wrong.
Got you.
That's what I'm saying. They're both wrong. So you are taking the position of anger, man, and emotion, because you're saying that we should do the exact same thing that motherfucker did. So you're gonna kill a whole
No.
bunch of innocent people that had nothing to do with this shit.
No.
Yes, you just said that, bro. You just said that. And if we do that, that person is going to be left out there in the cold. Let's keep it 100% where everybody that's on here, none of you niggas is really down to ride when it comes to it. Y'all don't want no fucking race war. Y'all too happy and comfortable. Let's keep it $150. Look what happened. Look at the history of what happened. Y'all tear up some shit, y'all riot, but shit does not truly happen in terms of mass action to be able to kill and eradicate a whole bunch of white extremists or white people in general. And I'm not promoting that shit, period. I don't give a fuck how angry people are. Straight up. That's not the action. That's not the way that shit's supposed to go down. That's not what we supposed to do. You could be mad and angry all you want, but none of you niggas really gonna do that shit. I'll be very surprised, because guess what? You got Zimmerman still walking around this bitch doing motherfucking shows. So let's keep it $1. We're gonna keep it $1. Let's keep it $1.
Go back to what Cameron said. He said the only thing that will help with separation. What do you mean separation between white and black, Cameron? Like we gotta get our own shit and get away from them? I wonder if that's what he was talking about.
Well, I want to go ahead and listen to some of these messages on what's the shit called? Offer Up. What's the shit called?
Stereo. I totally
Stereo.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
so I'm gonna go ahead and play it. So
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
In that motherfucker's manifesto, he didn't say shit about murdering or hurting no Jews. He just pointed them out, you know what I'm saying, for the evil and the control that they got. The only people who are talking about murdering is us. And just simply for the sake of the fact that we got higher numbers than them, or better genetics, actually. The whole thing is these motherfuckers suffering from those bitch Stewie genes that they got. And their genetics are failing. Because unfortunately, they're not made of the sterner stuff that their original people are made of. I don't know what they made of, but they got the biggest amount of money, the largest amount of access to medical care, the best health care. They lead lifestyles of health, but their genetics still fail them. That's some mutant shit. Again, bitch Stewie.
Oh, for you, shout out to
Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. That was Son on that one.
Oh, for you, shout out to you guys for having this conversation. I think it's a well needed to have conversation.
Thank you to Kingdom Within. Appreciate it. Look.
This is tragic. I have so much to say about this. The shooting that happened at the Tops in Buffalo that happened 20 minutes from my house.
Oh my
I
God.
heard about this shooting locally as well. It's probably not even 20 minutes from the house still. I just think it's crazy how they think they can just come in our neighborhoods and shoot us up. And where's these young folks that be shooting at each other? Why is it that these young folks are not out there shooting these people that's trying to go around shooting and bullying their grandparents?
I think that's a different
The elders
subject.
getting killed off. Where's these young folks that
They shooters.
swear they
They're
hard?
supposed to be the
Where they
shooters.
at?
Right.
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
not
The
people out
shooters
there
don't
shot?
want
Why
to.
is it that we just shoot each
That's
other
a
and we
different
can't
topic.
even
See, I think with that,
Why is it that they feel
Hold on, let her
comfortable
finish,
coming
man.
to
I'm sorry.
neighborhoods?
We both fucking up. My bad. We both fucking up. Sorry about that.
I don't like
Kingdom
that.
Within.
Yeah, we apologize, Kingdom Within. We apologize about that. I feel like that's a different topic. You say, where are they? They are where. Look, my thing is, I don't never believed in black on black crime. I don't think there's a such thing as black on black crime. I believe that you shoot at what you're around, right? So they're not around because, for one, main point is they didn't know this person was going to do that. So while he's doing that, like nobody was like, oh shit, let me go get my weapon and go drive up to the store and take him down. You know what I mean? It's like we I say we, like I'm a shooter, right? But the people who are out here, the black people who have the guns as well, we don't know that shit like this is going to happen. Like we're not on Discord reading manifestos about where these people could possibly be. You know what I mean?
You might need to start.
And now maybe, and
That's
now
actually a good idea.
Hold on. If people want to get together now, if the people who are out here really shooting at each other, black people that are shooting at each other, if we want to get together and protect these type of stores, if they want to go over to the top supermarket and with their guns to try to protect, that could be like a dope idea, I believe. But if you're shooting at each other, you're just shooting what you are around. That's what I think, so they just don't know that, there's going to be some crazy ass white person that's going to walk into a store where people are shopping at and kill 10 fucking people. That's what I mean. You just don't know, man. I feel like that's a completely different topic. There's nothing to be like, yeah, she's right about. I think that's a separate issue. Now, there's a new issue of getting together and trying to protect each other. I do agree with you on that thing. We should start protecting each other instead of shooting at each other.
Let me go to the next one from Son.
Don't forget, these are the ones that they continue to show to people. They have had over 190 mass shootings this year so far. How many have they shown to people? Like 3 or 4 of them? This shit is a culture with these people, all right? This is a culture with them because they like killing. They loved killing back in those history books that they try to feed us. And it's the same thing in this current day and time. And people refuse to withdraw their humanity from them. Right? It's like, all right, this is a savage people trying to act civil.
Right.
And it's a sad portrayal, really. It's really a sad portrayal, but it's even more sad portrayal that so many people follow these motherfuckers' perspective of what worth is, what reality is, what life is worth, what living is worth. Fuck no.
He got another message on here. Go ahead, Son. Come on, bitch.
Big homie speaking some truth over there. The thing is, it's always a situation to where you have to receive the death. You've been seeing these motherfuckers cause death all over the world. Are they the lords of death? Are they permitted to be the lords of death and preying on us and hunting on us?
Right.
Jimmy, this is Earth. Nobody is permitted to be hunted, or everybody is permitted to be hunted. Are we living together civil, or are we hunting each other? Come on, cuz. Listen to your big homie.
All right, so this is all facts, no fiction.
Yo, what up, y'all? Jimmy B and big homie Wayne. What up? What y'all talking about? The shooting? I know these things are, you can't prevent these things, man. These people are lonely, man. The end of times, bro. You just gotta get ready. We got to go back to God, man, and pray. Like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, I disagree with
besides that, man, John Melville comes to my mind, like when he was going around shooting around people at Home Depot and shit. But it wasn't the same thing, even though it was a supermarket. But yeah, I mean, what y'all think of that?
We're gonna talk about that.
I'm not too versed.
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy, man. 2 wrongs don't make a right, man. You feel me? Like, we can't do the same shit. Like, violence ain't not the answer. Hate only begots hate. You feel me? Like, it ain't gonna solve shit. Revenge. If you want to take revenge, you better dig 2 graves. You feel me? Like, it ain't gonna solve nothing. You feel me? Like, there's got to be a better solution.
So hold on a second, Phyllis. Like, I feel you on that. Y'all not wrong. I feel you on that. But it's like they're allowed to get violent, just like old boy was saying. When he was saying, like, get down with big homie. I saw the face you made. Yeah, and it's like they're allowed to get violent, and it's like, oh, that's par for the course, and we have to be silent when it happens, and that's par for the course too.
Oh shit!
But I
I'm sorry,
understand,
y'all.
like, and
I'm
I
sorry.
understand, like you know, it's eye for an eye and two wrongs don't make it right. You're not wrong about that. I get it. But what do we do? All we do is when shit like this happens, when Trayvon happened, excuse me, they get violent and we have to remain silent. We're the forgiving ones. And everybody says, oh, God, this, God, that, God watches out. When? When does God ever been there for us? You think God, they say, oh, people have murdered in the name of God and say, God told me to do this. Are they wrong? Did God speak to them and tell them? Possibly. But when has God ever told them, hey, don't do this? It's never like, God, I was going to shoot at people, but God told me not to, bro. We have to remain silent and we always have to forgive. And it's never good for us. The outcome is never good for us. So what do? Just stay silent? I don't get it, bro.
I'm go ahead, keep going. Hope I'm not playing the same message again.
The crazy thing is when a white man does something or even a white boy does something, the whole media, the whole country, every motherfucker out here in public is protecting him, whether they call him mental illness. He was,
That is true.
father, whatever kind of
Automatically
blame it on
forgiven.
video games, blame it on guns. Why don't we blame the individual?
Right.
Just like if it was a black man that does that crime, they definitely going to, crucify that individual. And if he was a Muslim, of course, they're going to call him terrorists and all these labels. And if he was a Mexican, cartel, and and so forth. But if it's a white man, because they got to protect that white image, not the individual. The white image got to be protected by all costs. By all costs.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Son.
Stop that fear, dog. Right? Stop that fear, because the whole thing is it's all about their infrastructure. Y'all are seeing how y'all can participate in peace in this stolen infrastructure, right? And these people are, making it difficult for you within their infrastructure, and they're also preying upon you. The thing is, if they are the bringers of death, we have to declare that unto ourselves, and we owe a responsibility to our lives. It don't matter what a person who seeks to kill you law says. That is not just regular law. That's mob law. All right. So if death is what it is, then death is what it must be. But you're trying to get back to life. You're trying to get back to living. Leave that fear, dog. Leave that fear. They're already killing you, so you ain't got to be scared of them bringing death. That's what they arrive with. That's what they fucking arrive with. And does your God want that for them?
Hey, yo, Son, let me tell you something. I don't know what you do on a personal level. Like, I don't know, Son, if you like a motherfucking, I don't know what you do, Son, for like a on like a personal level or anything of that nature, but you definitely should do something revolving around podcasts or something like that.
You hood preacher, my nigga.
Yeah.
Real.
I would say that it's not the fear within me regarding what Wayne was talking about. But I will definitely say that look at history and historically what we've done in the past. So we have to come up as a people with a different solution. And that's the most important thing. How are we progressing? Because if we go ahead and go guns and arms to arms and things of that nature, how are we actually progressing? Because these are things that has actually already occurred and happened. So we need to figure out a different solution as people. But if the solution as a people is the rise,
it's always us that has to try to do better.
Hold
man.
up. Well, I mean, we're the ones that's being targeted, so we're the ones that have to figure out the solution. That's right. So I mean, if we wasn't getting targeted, then how will we fix it? We can't just let nothing happen.
Right.
So we the ones that's going to have to fucking figure it out because people are trying to kill us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do kind of feel like what the Kingdom Within was talking about the shooters. All you motherfuckers talking about y'all shooters, and I know, Wayne, how you feel about it. Everybody talking about they shooters, but when it comes to like a tragic event like this, these niggas don't never get touched. So to me, that just boggles my mind. Shit, Roddy Ricch said on the song, I put 100 on Zimmerman. That motherfucker still ain't gone. Whole lot of talking, no fucking action, bro.
She the Kingdom Within, she left a couple of more messages. Do you mind playing them?
I'm gonna go ahead. I want to play Just C because he jumped in and I think he jumped out.
Okay, I just don't want her to think that we was being too rude.
I will end when everyone stops focusing on it constantly and making every fucking issue about it. You give power to that which you focus on. You give power to that which you focus on.
So
Well, yes, he's right. He's right. You do, but this is a little different than if a mass shooting happens, we can't just be like, we can't just turn the other cheek and be like, well,
yeah,
let's
I don't
ignore it,
know what
and
the
that
fuck
means
that
that
was.
it's
Yeah.
not going to happen again, bro.
Yeah,
Like, no,
it's been
we have to
happening.
know what
What the
happens, bro.
fuck?
And
Like,
as black men,
yeah.
as black people in this world, bro, we can't just turn a blind eye to this and in hopes that it won't happen. It's not like that, bro.
At
It
all.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Ignoring the problem will not make the problem go away. That's why a lot of motherfuckers in debt now and got all types of other shit going on in their personal life. You're trying to ignore the motherfucking shit instead of facing it head on. This is a problem that's happening. And if you think that Tops is the last one that's going to happen this year,
Right.
you bugging. Because when you see that nigga just getting arrested away, even have a mask on, let the nigga get COVID. Can't let nigga get COVID. Have a mask on, put on his DOC jumpsuit, and just get paraded off. If you think that's the last time some shit like that's gonna happen, you crazy. Because there's a whole lot of Tops, Save-A-Lots, Kroger's all over America. And it's so easy for them to go ahead and communicate and do this shit, and then we find out later. You know what I mean? We find out later. Yo, we got
it's still love though, bro. You like we may disagree with you, man, but we appreciate the comment though.
So Marty said in the chat, he said, we ignored this, then we'll be shot in the back. Ain't that correct? So if you turn around, you're gonna get smoked. So unfortunately, and this is just me, right? I'm not smart enough to have a solution for this. I feel like this is something that we all need to come together and solve, and then see what is the best way to move forward. Because as a person that, you know, carries a gun, licensed up, got bulletproof vests, got all this survival shit, right? All of this, I got real like survival gear, like on some real shit, like real army grade shit. I'm seen as a fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? I'm a weirdo for having all of this shit. I'm a weirdo for having AR-15s with stendos. I'm weird. I'm an oddity in the world. And the fact that I carry a gun everywhere I go makes me seem weird, makes me seem like I'm afraid, makes me seem as if I want violence. Right? So is my way that I'm handling this shit the right way? Me speaking out about it, me having my opinion about it, and me always being strapped ready for war, is that the right way to do it? Or is the right way to go on the offensive? Or is the right way the political way? So, you know, there's so many different ways that we can look at this shit for a possible solution. And it might not be one. It might just be a million things that we all have to do as a people. Because this shit is continuing to go. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I truly believe that we're going to have a terrible president next year or 2024. That's going to be on the same type tip as either it's going to be Trump or it's going to be somebody like that. And that does embolden a lot of racist people. So I don't know what the solution is, right? And I'm not going to act like I am. I'm not intelligent enough to figure it out. And I can admit that as a black man, right? I don't know. And I don't think one singular person does know, but as a community, maybe we can band together. Maybe we need to start monitoring 4chan and all of these boards to see if we can identify these psychos before they get out of the pocket. I don't know.
That's another job, bro.
That's
So
another
again, we have to not only be in the streets, we black in the streets and protect ourselves, but now we have to protect ourselves online and make sure that nothing happens to us when we're out in the streets. So we got a regular 9-to-5 to live, and then we got to do another 9-to-5 online to make sure that we and everybody else like us can live. That's a fucking lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot, but they're doing that work though.
No, they're creating that. They're
creating it and doing that work.
And then finding droves of people that will believe in
millions
and act on it. They're going to act up on it. And we just have to sit down and forgive and turn our backs.
No, we have to be proactive on this whole fucking tip. We got to be better at being protective of ourselves.
I know we said that we were going to try to keep it under an hour, and I apologize, man, but I really wanted to hear what the Kingdom Within had to say. I know we only have like so much time, but I know she left a couple more messages.
Yeah, she left a couple more messages, and I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, like straight up and down. We love the conversation back and forth.
Yeah, definitely appreciate this, y'all. Thank you so much.
Because it's like, I don't think that anyone's wrong or right.
Right.
You know, my
Right.
personal opinion is that the continued violence is not the answer, right? But at the same time, if somebody comes into my crib or I'm in that situation, I'm shooting back. But I am one of the people that believe that black people should stay strapped 24/7. And I'm not talking about a little pistol. I'm talking about AR-15s. I'm talking about M16s. I'm talking about having that shit on you at all times. Shotguns, double barrel rifles, and having the vest in the motherfucking trunk. Because that's the way I'm rocking. And I've been like that from day one. Before tops.
And for you too, man, because like I said, we had that one of the first episodes of Do You Need a Stick? And I was like, yo, I think you're crazy and weirdo for needing all these
Yeah.
things. And I really like I understand now. You know, I see it
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean? I because I'm thinking like you're just going into the store and having this shit on your back like white people do, just to scare people and let you know that I can have it. So I need, but as a black person, I understand the fact that if they have it, you should have it as well.
I'm
You know,
so
I
glad.
get it now.
I apologize that I couldn't. Unfortunately, we had to go through an event like this
Mm.
for you to see where I'm coming from. But
Yeah.
I started getting all of this shit once the shooting happened at the Batman shit. That's when I got deep in the guns. Remember when that nigga came through and aired out Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Like a Batman Begins or whatever. That's when I was like, oh, they ain't playing fair. So you better know how to fucking load a gun. You better have extendos. You better have all of that shit. You better be ready. And you can't carry it with you all the time, but you can carry it near your ass and always keep something on you, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. If you look weird, fuck them. Because you, like you said, man, you personally thought I was crazy.
Mhm.
But if that situation happened to me, I might have died too, just like the police officer did. But I'm definitely bucking back. Fuck that. But this motherfucker had on full military guard, man. He was ready to roll. He had all the protections. Getting a good shot on him is going to be crazy. You need armor piercing type of ammo. That's some shit that is not easy to get. So having guns and being ready and all of that shit might not even still be the solution. But having training you can do all of that shit. But you got to be careful and you got to stay safe. And we need to start talking more on the community, as a community, about what we're going to do next. So, and we here, YFM, we don't give a fuck about starting that conversation. That's fine with us. We love it. We love it. We love starting that conversation and thinking about what we should do next. Do we need to get more people in Congress to start doing something about these gun laws? Yeah, because motherfuckers that's nut balls should not be able to just get them straight up. Like, do we need to start motherfucking monitoring 4chan and all of these weird ass messages board that these, Caucasians got all of this technology? Yup. There should be moderators. Why is nobody monitoring this shit?
Right. Everybody's
for
so worried
real.
about free speech, man.
I
Everybody's just
understand that,
so
but free
worried
speech
about
shouldn't
free
be
speech.
like, oh, I'm gonna wear this shirt today when I go blow up somebody's head. I'm just joking. Nah, nigga, you ain't joking. You dead ass. We gotta start taking this shit serious.
So look here, man. Let's forget YFM Sports this time and let's play a couple more messages, man. And just a few more minutes, man. Just a few more minutes so we can get out of y'all's hair. I'm
gonna go. I'm sorry, y'all. We got like 15 of them.
Yeah.
So but I can go by time. We knew we don't know what to do. I'm gonna go ahead and play Sons because Son was just the most versed. I think he was just,
Bro, we are in a situation where we shouldn't have to be, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Dipped and buttered in the armored sauce in order to live a peaceful life, man. If that's what we have to be for peace, then that's war. That's war being brought upon you by mere proximity of being within the same vicinity as these folks. Wait a minute, we shouldn't have to be super strapped up to live. Wait a minute, is it a war or is it not a war? You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. I mean, wait a minute. What black people got to be strapped up for? You niggas is not trying to take over this country, cuz. Y'all not trying to take over this country, but that's the way they treat y'all. It's like, all right, well, fuck it then. Why not? What the fuck is the issue? What's the problem then? You know what I'm saying? If they got that fear, let's fulfill that fucking fear. Fuck. We already dying from it.
See? And that's, yo, I swear to God. Fortunate. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and play Kingdom, but then I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah,
I'm
please
going
do. Because she got a lot. She got a lot. So I want to hear what she said.
Motherfuckers, this out.
That's war. That's war being brought upon you.
Bro, I cannot get this shit to play. Hold on, y'all. My fault. My fault. All right. I'm gonna go jump back into it real quick. All right. I'm not gonna mute him. No, thank you. Uh, I don't know why, man. This shit will not stop playing,
All right, let it play out then.
and I can't see the messages anymore either. There
Oh
we go.
no, I
I
see.
got it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, start with like
Fuck, we already dying from it.
Here we go.
I get where you're coming from. You're talking out of a place of pain. I don't think that's right to say that about God. Now that I know who God really is, I think those people that kill people in the name of God, that's the how they relate to the word God, the relation that they have to it, and what are those beliefs attached to it, and they become a victim to those beliefs, and strained by those beliefs, living by those beliefs, enacting it, indoctrinated, programmed just like anything in life. Everything has to be programmed. And when we look at that, we'll look at society and we'll see it in a bigger, full picture. I don't think God did any of those things. Hurt us. God never does anything to hurt us. I think God allows some of the most horrifying things to happen in order to bring awareness to us in the world that we live in. Almost like a reality check or a wake up call.
it's gotta be a
And I've
different
been
way.
through some crazy shit. Even though I've been through some crazy shit, I would never blame it on God. If anything, I'm grateful that God allowed me to get through it. It's not about going through the shit. As long as I got through it and I had my mind and my heart still, and I was pure in that way where I wouldn't ever go out and just hurt a person. And I knew wrong from right, and I held myself to some type of moral code. As long as I do that, I'll be okay. So I think that God has given me a lot of that. Um, but I think that God does allow us to experience things in order for us to become more aware of the things that's in the world. Because there is wickedness outside of God. What God does allow to happen in order to bring awareness to us about really what the world is capable of.
One more on me.
So I feel like God's child, then it's like a lot of shit that you'll go through in regards to that. But yeah, I understand your pain. Hell, I could have been at that store and got shut up. Good thing I don't go to that area. But it's shootings all over Buffalo right now. So even though I might not stay on those bad sides, it's still the probability. Um, so I'm just grateful it wasn't me, and I'm grateful that we're having these conversations where things are going to be able to get put in motion in order to help us all. Hopefully, this will wake us up and bring us together as a community. And I'm grateful that I could be a part of such a powerful movement because this conversation alone is the beginning of the beginning. We are the original mothers and we are the original fathers. We're the original creators and we are the original destroyers. They can't take us out without taking their self out.
One more, big homie.
See, this is the jacked up part about when things like this happen. You know what I'm saying? All you God people get in the picture because y'all got the highest numbers amongst black people and shit. And so the whole of the population of black people gotta wait because God, y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all push God there and everybody has to wait on that entity to make a move for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the rest of y'all, but some of us is chomping at the bit. And then y'all put that God thing there, and then, you know what I'm saying, okay, that interacts with, you know what I'm saying, the pilgrims a little bit differently. And then the energy comes down, the humanity comes down, and the servility goes up, the automation goes up, that slave shit goes up. It's like, come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Man,
I kind of see what Son is saying. I wish he didn't say it in such a comedic or comical way, because you because I respect the kingdom within and what she believes and what God has done for her. And I was there at one point, and I'm just not like that anymore. But I still want to be respectful of what she and what everybody else believes. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I think that we I don't know. I just feel like if God is there, then he needs to be more helpful. Excuse me, but I don't want to. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't really want to get into that whole right or wrong, is he real or not conversation. You know, I don't. I think that's a little rude to get into, and I don't want to be like that.
I think
But
that God helps the people that help themselves. I've always believed that.
and
You know
I
what I
don't like
mean?
that, and I don't like that. You should help everyone.
Well, I understand where you're coming from that point and standpoint. Um, but that's just what I believe. God helps the ones that help themselves.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't think I think that it's great to have faith and be, you know, have faith that God can provide a moral compass.
You can have morals without having
And
somebody tell you that
true,
you need
true. You can have
morals.
morals without anybody tell you, but you know, for a lot of people, that's the moral compass. A lot of
Right.
motherfuckers out here used to be killers, and they're
Right.
not killers no more because they found Islam.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Or because they found Christianity. A lot of
And
people used
that's
to be
why it can't be
drunks
wrong.
and drug addicts
Right.
because
And
right,
that's why
exactly.
I can't. Yeah.
Right. You
Yeah.
can never it's wrong to say like, yo, like you're like bringing God into the conversation, you know, hampers us. But what I will
Mhm.
say is that we all know the history of how we all learn, you know, religion. But what I want to do is continue this conversation. But I think that we need to go ahead and, as me and you, Wayne, as YFM podcast, you know, being on here, I think what we should do is really just start using like, you know, our small social media following and, you know, to have these type of conversations.
Yeah.
And be like, look, what do you think we can do to stop mass shootings or stop extremists from attacking black folk?
Mhm.
And like literally just put that on Instagram, put that on Twitter and see what people think and see what people say, you know, and start that conversation there. And like, you know, next when we go live again, hopefully maybe we can go again live this week and really just continue to have this conversation. Like, what do you think is the solution to stop minorities, Black America from being targeted? Because it's 400-500 years of the same
Mm.
shit,
Yeah.
straight up, you know. And I'm the type motherfucker, you know, I believe certain things, my spirituality and things of that nature are very different from other people's. You know, I believe certain people come from a whole different type of place, and that's the reason why they had that certain type of energy. And it's getting infused with ours, and it's just mixing us all up. But having that type of conversation, these type of conversations, even being a small group, can possibly help us from stopping this shit be and occur in the future. So
Right. I agree.
I just want to say thank y'all for everybody on stereo. For one, y'all beautiful, and I appreciate it. And thanks to everyone for joining us on the YFM podcast on live stream on YouTube. I'm going to follow everyone that was on this on the stereo
Yeah.
today
Yeah. I am too. I am too.
because I want to when we have this conversation again, which hopefully will be very soon. We would love to invite y'all guys back, and we might just do it strictly on stereo so that we can easily get to the comments since we're doing two at one and we don't got no moderator or no producer. You know what I mean? We up in this bitch doing it by ourselves. Y'all know the game. So, you know, but to hear like, you know, the kingdom within saying that she's in that area nearby is, you know, frightening to
It's
me.
horrifying.
It's
It's
horrifying.
Yeah.
And to hear like, you know, Son talk about his perspective of being like, I shouldn't have to carry a weapon. I'm bugging. You know what I'm saying? 24/7. He thinks that's like crazy. Like, you ready for war? I'm like, yeah, bro. I've been like that for a long time though, because I ain't seen it. You see somebody's head get popped off. That's it. That challenge just changes your whole perception. And he's right. We should move in light. But right now we in a dark place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we surrounded by dark people. And I ain't talking about pigment. You dig? So let me go ahead and end it out this week. Wayne, you cool with that, big homie?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
I'm gonna keep it real simple. Join us on YFM podcast because we talk about shit like this where other motherfuckers don't. They playing. We out here really in the street trying to figure out what's happening. So follow us on YFM podcast on YouTube. Follow us when we go on live on stereo. We're gonna set up like a whole YFM for stereo too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
So we can
exact same thing.
make it easier for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then follow us on YFM podcast on Instagram. And then You Feel Me Cast, correct, on Twitter. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
And we
that
have
is-
these
that's right.
conversations. So follow us on there. We love and we appreciate y'all. And y'all stay safe, man. And that's how we're gonna end it. Thank
All right,
y'all.
peace, y'all. Be safe.
Peace, man. Everyone. Peace out.